Welcome back to Dice to Pixels, episode 10.
Woo!
Yay!
Woo!
Yay, we made it to episode 10.
I can't believe it.
You know,
Sarah's got some bubbly ready to go.
Non-alcoholic
Of
because
course.
we are lame and don't drink.
yeah, there were a lot of people along the way that said we shouldn't do this. And we proved them all that we can.
Yeah. And all 49 of our subscribers, hopefully 50 by the time this video goes live. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for subscribing, for watching us. Those of you that watch us on listen to us on Spotify, thank you for taking your time to listen to these three wonderful people here just talk about
And if
stuff.
you are watching us on Spotify,
That's
please
impressive.
comment as to how.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would like to know.
Or it could be listening to the podcast on Spotify while watching the YouTube muted.
That's the power move. Yeah. That's the power move. Okay,
That's
so
Big Wayne.
last week was a slow as balls day for week 4 news, for gaming news.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this week, not a lot better.
No.
Jesus.
Sarah's getting into the sauce now.
Sarah's becoming a psychopath.
Sarah's really excited that we've hit 10 episodes.
Yeah.
of Dice to Pixels.
We have to celebrate.
Yeah, sure. We'll drink
Yeah.
some non-alcoholic bubbly. So we're gonna get into a very deep conversation in just a minute about full motion video games and why they're horrible and why Sarah's a bad person for liking them.
I like one.
But first,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheersy, cheersy, cheers.
And cheers to you at home. Thank you.
Yeah. That
This is not good.
Not great.
No.
What would you expect for $8.50?
But having been a drinker for quite a fair bit of my life, it tastes like crap. And I'm
Yeah.
used to that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, why don't we just start off with Immortality?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's been out for about, 2 weeks now, I think now. And was made by, oh my goodness, I didn't even write this down. Adam Pause.
Adam Pause.
I am.
Oh, this is going to be a bad
That
night.
one's you and right. It is made by Sam Barlow. He.
Okay, we just came back from a little bit of giggling there. So we're going to talk about full motion video games, which are, there was like Dark Rain a while back, I think was one of them. Basically, they're movies, they're choose your own adventure movies is more more what they are than like video games.
Yeah, one of the more common ones would be like Night Trap from the Sega CD. Way back in the day.
Good call.
Where you're basically just the security guy flipping through camera footage to find invaders kidnapping / killing teenagers or whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably
Nice,
one of the,
lighthearted game. Yeah.
Yeah. Super.
So Sarah has been playing one called Immortality.
Yes, it came out about 2 weeks ago. It is the latest game from Sam Barlow. He also created 2 other FMV games called Her Story and Telling Lies. I haven't played either one of those.
Okay.
But all 3 of these are available on the Xbox Game Pass for free. or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah, so basically...
Chad's phone is blowing up.
No, Jeffrey was just telling me the check's in the mail.
No, good.
So basically, the premise for this one is an actress named Marissa Marcel has come from France to America in the mid to late 1960s. She was cast in a movie that was finished but never released. And the style of the movie and the guy who played the director, it's very Alfred Hitchcocky.
Okay.
During his downtime.
Mhm.
After that movie, she co-wrote and starred in a movie that was being directed by the director of photography from the previous film.
Okay.
And that film was never finished and also not released. And then there's a huge jump to 1999. And she and the same director are making another movie, but the director mysteriously dies and the movie is never finished and never released. So basically, the idea is that Sam Barlow and his group, it's like a found footage type of game where you're going back through and watching the clips from the movie the movie itself, and behind the scenes footage, practice shoots, just basically anything to do with it. And you're scrubbing through it, and there's story in the what is the word here? Backmasking in the video as well. So
it sounds like they're trying to gamify editing our podcast.
That's exactly that was exactly the first thing I said when Sarah started playing it initially, because I've never been a fan of these full motion video games, and watching her play this, the first thing I said to her was like, "Are you editing an episode of the podcast?"
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you like about it? Before Chad and I just shit on it for the next.
I mean, if you've seen or listened to any episodes, it's kind of obvious at this point that I like storytelling in my games. Pressure
washing and storytelling. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So
where does the pressure washer in this game come in?
Well, there's a lot of nudity.
Oh, well now. No.
But yeah, like I like the backmasking in the video in itself, because I can't talk about too much because it gives it away. Like, I'm sure
that's
there's
fine.
plenty of other, like...
You like the story?
Yeah, the story's interesting. I got to the credits, I think, in about 6.5 to 7 hours, somewhere in there, but there's still more clips to find, because you watch your clip and then it's kind of point and clicky where you run your cursor over the screen, and there's different elements within each frame that when you select it, it will trigger like a search that they've created that will take you to a different clip. So that's somehow related.
It's a little bit of like an escape room sort of, like the sequential discovery sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Like there's in one scene they're doing a table read and there's a hanging plant, and so if you go and click on the hanging plant, it will take you to a different scene later in that movie where there happens to be foliage in the background, or yeah. It's like I can't remember.
Okay.
There's a term for it that's talked about. I can't remember what it is, but yeah,
all right.
It's really neat.
Interesting.
Also, there's terrible wigs in this.
I saw that note, and that seemed like a weird note, which I assume means they're like really bad.
In the 1999 one, it was distractingly bad.
Yeah, it's funny. We're talking about this, and all I can picture in my head is video game characters, and I know it's not. I know it's actual like filmed footage,
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how would you know if a video game character had a wig on? Like, that's such a weird. And then I have to keep reminding myself that we're talking about actual footage here.
Yeah. Well, it's not
Very
just
weird.
that the wig itself is bad. So in the first movie, you can tell it's her natural hair just from the way it's done.
Yeah.
The second one is a wig, but it's better looking because it's like a shag cut because it's the 1970s.
Sure.
And in the 90s one, they've gotten a blonde wig, but they've parted it weird, and then it like sits way too low on her forehead, so she just looks silly in it. So
yeah. Well, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never play it. Like, it's yeah.
So it's interesting because I actually don't think I've ever tried to play an FMV game. There have been a couple of games that I've played that are sort of borderline FMV. Like, I think it was called Dark Rain was one where it was all just cutscenes. It wasn't film.
Mm-hmm.
It was rendered. It was game footage. But like you had no control over massive chunks of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Metal Gear Solid, actually.
Isn't there FMV elements in the first one?
In
Metal Gear Solid?
Not the first one, but the first sort of modern one, I think potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Although I think that's game footage. It's just really good game footage.
Okay.
What, Metal Gear?
The one that came out on PlayStation 3, I want to say. It was not the first one.
Game. It's all
No,
in game.
I thought there was
Everything is all in game.
one of them. I don't know.
Anyways, the cutscenes in that game were atrociously long. But I'm wondering if I went into a game knowing that there was absolutely no, like, it was just watching a film as basically a choose your own adventure film. Because I think that's what this sort of is. I mean, there's story and there's like there's a puzzle to solve, but
Yeah.
like you're interactively watching a film. And I think if I went into it with that expectation, or many films in this case, maybe I'd have a different experience. I'm going to have to try one someday. If I'm going to try one, it's going to have to be on stream, because I bet I'm going to be really bored and very opinionated.
Yeah, this one doesn't really, it didn't look like a choose your own adventure kind of game. It was just
not
more
quite.
Yeah, it was like what you said about escape room, and also kind of like a like just like solving a mystery, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's,
Because basically there's between the 1970 movie and the 99 movie, this actress is never seen, and then after the 99 movie and all that stuff happened, she just disappears again. And so the question is, whatever happened to Marissa Marcel?
Oh, she's with Carmen Sandiego. No, she is Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world?
Oh, mystery solved.
I know that reference. I've never actually. I've never seen the show.
It was a TV show, but it was also games.
Yeah, no, I know the reference, but I don't know the actual source.
I've never watched the show, but we had one of the games playing up. It was really good. But then again, I just like.
It's funny how that happens, where you know a reference but have no actual context for it.
Yeah, the show. I remember the show when I was younger, because it was usually on. It was either before or after something that I wanted to watch.
Wrestling.
No, too early for that. Probably Transformers or something.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, the show, it was based off of games. There was like a series of games.
That makes sense.
It was almost, I could be wrong, but I kind of attribute it to like the Where's Waldo thing. How there was always like tons of picture books of Where's Waldo, and you're just looking for that one little barbershop.
And for the Brits, it's Where's Wally?
Yeah. Where's Wally?
There you go.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I never understood why people wanted to find Waldo. Like, let him have his vacation.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of times it's like, where's Waldo? At the beach. And I'm like, leave fucking Waldo alone. He wants to be at the beach.
He's probably creeping on some chicks, man. Like, fuck.
Well, maybe. I was actually going to ask you, the reason I reacted, I was going to ask you, compared to the weird selection of games that we were looking at on Steam earlier, would you rate this higher or lower? But I think that's an inappropriate question, so we won't go there.
Yeah. It's very, that question is subjective.
Suffice it to say, if you turn off all the filters on Steam and look through the new releases, wow. It's a journey. That's what I've been doing every week, by the way, to find some new stuff, which I did find a couple of new things, and we're going to talk about a couple of them in a bit.
Yeah.
But I actually want to keep talking about this just a little bit more. So how long did you finish it?
I hit the credits, but there's still more stuff to find.
But that's like a completionist thing, is the game still running, or is it you need to go back and find things? I
mean, there's still more. I know there's more like of the backwashing footage that's in there to answer some questions and to clarify what the hell's going on with it that you can find, but you finished. I know more or less what has happened at this point. And
please spoil it for no. Okay, so how long a game? What are we talking gameplay?
So
gameplay.
Wow, entertainment time value.
Yes, yeah. Clickies.
Yeah, I'd say for me it was between 6 and 7 hours.
That's pretty short. That's actually why I asked, because I'm like, that's pretty short.
Yeah, it's not super long by any means.
But yeah, because that was one of the things I was wondering with like footage, because it's obvious. Well, I was gonna say it's obviously more expensive to produce, but I bet that's a damn lie. I mean, a good quality graphics game is probably more expensive than an FMV. So who knows? Well, I don't even know.
Even in this one, that's kind of questionable, because for each, like I sat through all of the credits because I was curious, and they had an entirely different crew for each movie that was in it. So there was
because the credits are actually the people that this is kind of. For some reason, I'm having trouble with this mentally.
So it's weird. The actors, and then there's actors that are pretending to be the crew, and then there's actual crew that's in it,
And then
there's
those are horses wearing human suits.
exactly, and then there's all the people,
yeah.
the programmers behind everything to do all the clicky stuff, and it was a long credits.
For some reason, this is not computing. I'm having trouble with this. It's like, I don't know. I don't think these games are for me.
It was a production of a production.
Yeah. Of a game.
Of a production.
That was produced by the production crew that produced the production of the game.
production. Yeah.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
I'm actually really curious. We ask every week, and I think this is the question of the week. Hop in the comments section or otherwise. Yeah. I'm curious whether these are, I know they're not like super popular games, but like, do you play them? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Do you consider them the country and or rap music of music, depending on where you fall on those two things? I don't think there are many people that like both country music and rap music.
Well,
I think that's a small set.
It's a small subset.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's zero. I just think it's small.
Like I remember with the Sega CD and the Sega 32X, damn near everything that came out for Sega CD was like a full motion video game. Everything, like
really?
the actual gameplay portion of it was something. So I'll look at Sewer Shark, for example. Sewer Shark was a game that came out, was the launch title for the Sega CD. It came with the Sega CD. And
what a weird title to launch with.
Ironically enough, that's exactly what you're doing. Is you're basically flying this little shuttle. So you're a carrier. You deliver shit in this thing from one point to another, but you have to navigate sewers and these like big mutated rats in order to get to your goal. But all the gameplay constituted was basically picking a direction, left, right, up, or down, because you'll see a little indicator as you're approaching a turning area, and it'll blink to which way you have to go, and you have to press that in order to get through it all. And then sometimes you'll see rats appear in the corner that you hit a button to shoot them or whatever. So each stage wasn't very long, but it would always stop kind of in between. And your co-pilot was just an asshole. And he would like berate you and be like, oh, you gotta freaking do this. And he'd give you like code names like dog meat or rat breath or whatever. As you got further along, he'd give you new code names. So you start with dog meat, then you get like rat breath. And then eventually it's like exterminator or something. I can't remember. But that's literally all the gameplay was. Is like left, up, down, right, up, left.
Yeah, well, that sounds like the big problem there more than anything is like there's not even a story there.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is a story to it. I know there is a story to it. It's a very lame story to it.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, right. It's got to be a decent story.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, this is still not computing for me. All I can think of is either games with long cut sequences or Final Destination Choose Your Own Adventure DVD. Those are like, there's nothing in between those in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to play one of these. Maybe I'll play this one.
There's one
this one's pretty good.
Yeah, there's also one that just came out called As Dusk Falls.
Well, that one's
more a choose your own adventure because the choices you make actually have.
Yeah, and it's sort of full motion video, but it's like if you've ever seen A Scanner Darkly, it's like they filmed it and then they've drawn over it.
I haven't. Yeah, I know, I haven't.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Your boy's in it.
Yeah, no, Iron Man is there, but is that you got it? Oh, okay,
there,
yeah.
And there's another one that that has come out or is coming out soon, called The Gallery.
I'm gonna play this one specifically so that when I play it and hate it, I can hold it against you personally.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's my plan in its entirety.
Yeah. There's been two other games I can think of off the top of my head that I've played that are FMVs.
Yeah.
And they were both from the 90s, and like thinking back on them, yeah, they were crap though.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. Just like I said, I'm interested not because I think I'll enjoy it, but because literally, like, normally when somebody explains a game to me, even if I haven't played it, I'm like, oh, okay, I can draw on past experience and put two. I cannot bridge that gap mentally, so I'm gonna have to play it.
Yeah.
Did you ever play?
If I go insane, it's your fault.
Okay.
Did you ever play the Dragon's Lair game in the arcade?
I almost never played in an arcade.
Okay, so there was a Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
It was in the arcade. It was basically an animated movie in an arcade cabinet, and you had to, it's same thing. You had to press certain direction or whatever to like, so if something's about to attack you, you had to like hit something to move out of the way or dodge. Otherwise you'd get like the game over screen, which was just basically your knight turning into a skeleton and dying. But it was like basically a cartoon that you're just...
Yeah, like a shooter on rails almost, yeah. Except maybe not shooter.
It's definitely look it up, but it's one that comes to mind where kind of the same thing where it's like you're just picking the right thing at the right time. Like there's no gameplay to it.
I mean, you could say the same to things like Mario. I don't think it's the same thing, but you could kind of say the same thing about like platformers to an extent.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna look into this. This is something that I do not have any mental framework for. You're introducing me to new topics, new things. I like it.
You're welcome.
I am also just completely out in left field right now. I can't even say me. I'm curious though. I am legitimately curious. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
I feel like these are polarizing games, and I feel like I should have a stronger... I was ready to come and be like, fuck FMV games, they're garbage. And then as you're describing, it's like, I don't think I have any concept of how this works, so I can't really shit on it the way I was expecting to.
Yeah, like it's not like a mid-90s, early 2000s FMV games that like... The two that I remember was the Journeyman Project 3 and Phantasmagoria.
Yeah.
And Phantasmagoria is on Steam for $13.
But you said don't. You said it's crap? That was one of the ones that crap? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think that says it all.
I have positive memories of it, but I was also like 10 when I was playing
Yeah, I also have positive memories of eating 7 pounds of Halloween candy. So, you know, that was like 2 weeks ago. So.
Growing up in an age where FMV games were quite common.
Sure.
I think, well, Night Trap was really the big one. It was, you know, switching from it's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy, where you had to switch the camera angles.
Yeah,
that's what Night Trap was, but it was all full motion video.
Sure.
I'm old and I fucking hate all of them.
Yeah, no, I know. You want us all to get off your goddamn lawn.
Get off my damn lawn.
I get it. Okay, cool. I mean, like I said, I was fully ready to be like, you're wrong and I hate all of this, but I legitimately can't get there mentally. So I'm going to have to play it. Maybe I'll stream it.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a game that I could easily chill streaming while playing. And that way, if I hate it, at least my rant will be captured for posterity.
If you do end up playing this one, make sure you're using a controller.
What is with you kids and your controllers?
No, this one is actually, it was designed for the hepatics. Okay. Hepatics? Did I say that right? Haptics. Thank you.
Hippopotamuses.
It was designed for hippopotamuses.
That's for my hips, dummy.
Yeah. But yeah, there's cues to do the...
What if I just make my entire desk rumble?
That would be pretty cool.
Okay, done. It's not done, but it will be. I could do that.
I know
have
you
shakers. Cool. Actually, just total non sequitur. I was going to install shakers along the... You guys know this story. You at home probably don't. The last place that we lived, we had neighbors who liked to kick a soccer ball at the wall. Oh. We were in townhouses, so very obnoxious. And I was going to install bass shakers on the wall to rattle their house while we were out. So I have some experience with them. I never actually did it, just FYI. And I'm not just saying that because we're on the internet. I actually never did it. But I did look into bass shakers, and actually still someday I may install them in our couch because it actually, I had a buddy long ago, like long ago, we're talking high school, whose dad who had done that had installed bass shakers in their couch, or maybe it came that way. I don't know. And it adds quite a little bit to movies.
Yeah, my first thought actually was Jurassic Park. Yeah, and that would be amazing.
That was one of the movies that we watched. Yes. Yeah, and it really does add something to it. So I would totally install some of those to the bottom of my desk and then play video games.
There we go.
All right, I have my task. I'm done for the night. Cool. So There's a couple other games I see here in our doc. What do you want to talk about next?
Oh, Chad, you pick something.
Oh, I have to pick something?
Yep.
Oh,
I think we
okay.
should talk about how Elden Ring is the most confusing and thus garbage game of 2022.
Yeah, this kind of jarred me, just specifically for like what the biggest complaint was.
Yeah, and the list itself is bizarre. So the articles I read didn't specify who, but they did,
Some internet nerd.
yes, did a study using Google search data
You know who
to
you
find
are.
find out what the most confusing game of 2022 is based off of like Google searches. So the top 10 list is Elden Ring, Metroid Dread, Resident Evil Village, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, Fall Guys, Fortnite, Luigi's Mansion 3, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Deathloop.
Yeah.
That seems like a weird, like, especially Fall Guys and Fortnite.
Well, Fall Guys and Fortnite actually, I don't know that necessarily correlates, because I think those two are such popular stream games that I wouldn't be surprised if people are going to the YouTube landing page or the Google landing page and searching it to get YouTube videos.
Exactly. That's between that and like strategies on how to like do something better. So
Yeah.
I
based
will
off
say,
of the
I will say this: watching my nephews play Fortnite, yes, it is absolutely confusing.
It's confusing. It's confusing to
Holy
old
shit.
people.
Yes. Literally that's what it looked like watching them play.
well, they think they're good when they're rolling it around like that.
oh,
but
yeah.
nuts.
it's just making me nauseous.
That list, I think there's a few in there that don't belong, but some of those make perfect sense.
Because like the article I read, they didn't provide a link to the study itself, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have looked into it to see what type of search terms they specified for, if they did at all, versus just anything that searched for this. Like, so it could be like someone just looking up how to, like, where to buy the game for all they know.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing here about Elden Ring, and the biggest complaint, is that a lot of people are complaining that it doesn't really explain most of the mechanics. That's a Souls game.
Mhm.
Every Souls game that has ever been released is exactly that, where you start it up, you create your character, and then you go.
Well, that's it.
Like this Elden, I will say this, Elden Ring they gave you a little tutorial section about, which button to press to attack, to block, all that other fun stuff. There is a section in the game right at the start of the game that will give you a basic rundown of the buttons and stuff like that, and what you need to do to play. But after that, it's wherever you want to go, you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's you just go to town. I mean, right when you walk out of the door, you're right in front of a boss that'll probably freaking wreck you in like 2 hits.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Sure.
And it also made me think too, like this comment here is like, even when you go back and when I think about playing Mario for the first time, like there's no instructions there. It's literally the start screen turns into the start playing.
Yep.
And even when, like, I've been playing a little bit of classic WoW too, and a lot of I remember when I was first playing years ago, and you would get the mods to tell you where to go for quests and stuff, and then now it's built into the game itself. But going back to classic, like I keep hitting my map button to go look, oh, where do I need to go for this quest? And I'm like, oh yeah, they don't have these anymore. I have to actually like read and comprehend, not just scan the quest objectives. And like there's like games now definitely are way easier than they ever were before, because there's so much hand holding now.
Oh, 100%. That's part of the reason why I kind of laughed at the Valhalla entry, because like there's mission markers scattered throughout that entire game. So, I could get if you're stuck on a certain thing, like
when you were playing it, there was that one gem that you were trying to get off the shelf.
Yeah.
But you couldn't because it was literally plugged.
And it was a bug. It was a bug.
Yeah, you gotta hate bugs.
Yeah.
Especially
spiders.
Yeah. I think like
that's right. They're not bugs though. They're arachnids.
Yeah.
Get it right. So U-Switch actually has a handful of really cool studies on this. It's U-Switch study, by the way. That's what I've been Googling while you guys.
Okay, I figured it was that.
chatting. So they do a bunch of different things. I haven't actually found that particular study on their website, but they do have one that's the gaming trend report for 2022, and it talks about the most overrated game, the most popular game, most anticipated games. It's worth a read. We'll drop a link to at least that one in the description. If I can find the other one, we'll link that too. But yeah, this is something they do fairly regularly. It's in their broadband studies. This is all, I've literally just found this out searching, so don't think that I knew all of this ahead of time. But yeah, they do cool broadband studies, some of which relate to gaming. And there's actually also, if you happen to be a parent, there's a parent's guide to gaming, which talks about child-friendly games. So
that's always
they have some really cool studies. I don't know how accurate they are or otherwise. First I've ever heard of them, but I mean, they show their work.
Yeah.
So
that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, so check it out. We'll drop the links in the description. And we'll see if we can find the specific one that you're referring to.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look through those.
But yeah, like the Souls games have always been a trial and error kind of thing where you go and you encounter a boss and the boss kicks your ass. It's like, okay, shit. So then you go back and you try to learn its pattern, its attacks and stuff like that, and when to dodge and all that. It's always been trial and error, and they've never. Elden Ring will give you, like, they'll tell you, okay, if you follow these markers, it'll tell you that you have to go to a certain spot. Now you can do that, or you can go off the beaten path and like go dungeon delving. It's whatever you want.
Yep.
But none of the other Souls games held your hand at all.
No, well, I think there's two parts to that. I think one, people are expecting more hand holding than they used to. Because they're lame. That's right. I said it.
I mean, I'm one of those people, so.
And two, I think people just are more.
Damn.
We'll maybe throw up a picture of Chad's reaction to that monster he just took a sip of. Not sponsored. Monster, fix that. Sponsor us. I think the other thing is people are just more likely to grab their phone and search, right? Because when was the last Souls game released? How many years ago?
Elden Ring.
No.
It's made by the same company, but
probably Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, when was it released?
I probably late 2010s.
Yeah, okay, so like
2016.
Yeah, okay, so not that long ago, but that's still 8 years. Like that was probably early enough that a lot of people didn't just have an iPhone to just whip out and beep boop the search results for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's recent enough that a lot of people did, but younger kids probably less so. I wouldn't be surprised if part of what we're seeing is just a natural
searching for what to do and stuff like that.
I mean, you've got your phone right there, right? Like it's always charged. It's got mobile data. You just, that's how you beat it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of what we're seeing.
I get the Metroid Dread one because even when I played that, they do have markers and stuff, but there's you run into certain sections of the game where it's like, well, fuck, how am I supposed to get by here? And it's little geographic things like, oh, you're supposed to shoot this particular section of the wall. But it's so hard to, and especially like if you're playing Dread on a Switch in handheld mode, you can't really make that out all that well. So in a situation like that, if you're on a big screen, you might see the crack in the wall or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I get that. I get Dread 100%.
Fair enough.
The crazy, I guess. The interesting part is the huge difference in the search numbers. So Elden Ring had over
170,000
searches, whereas Metroid Dread had like 53,000. So
it's more than 3x. It's an impressive gap.
Yes.
Elden Ring is going to get Game of the Year easily, hands down.
Well,
that's what you say, but we haven't released our game yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can find it under Steam if you disable all of the filters. Cool.
Might have to scroll for a bit.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. What's this I'm reading about a group playing Spelljammer in a space museum?
Yeah, there was this. I think they were filming. They were filming playing Spelljammer, and they did it in a space museum, like in one of those rooms where you
in like a planetarium.
Yeah. Like it was. The pictures were kind of lame in the actual article, but
is this new Spelljammer or old Spelljammer? New Spelljammer
Spelljammer.
set.
Yes.
Cool.
But they were also talking about the original 1980s release a lot in that article as well. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a little bit blurry as to what they actually
Well,
played.
this one specifically says that is until last week when I was invited to play in a session
Yes.
from the new Spelljammer set. So I'm
Yes.
assuming it's the new spell.
Yeah.
It happened in the Ontario Science Museum.
Was it actually there?
That's what I saw when I quickly glanced.
Well, no, I just said that's goals for us to go play in the Ontario Science Center.
Yeah, this was there.
Really?
That's what I saw.
I mean, then I know exactly where it was that they did it. They did it in that little room where you lie on the floor on the gross pillows and watch the stars.
Yeah. From what I'm seeing, I'm 90% sure. Of course, I glanced the article and now I can't actually see where my eyes landed, but I'm sure this said the Ontario Science Center.
Well, I know I put that in our notes, but
Maybe that's what I was seeing. I
Yeah.
thought this said that too. But anyways, we should do that.
I know that would be
Regardless.
so cool.
Yeah, cool. I dig it.
Mhm.
We should also build a planetarium because planetariums are cool.
Planetarium.
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 That's right. I can't. What was it?
South Park.
Bonitis, or it wasn't bonitis, but it was some bone condition that
Yeah.
didn't allow him to pronounce things.
Planetarium.
Watch South Park. It's great.
Actually,
Yeah, the
go
YouTube.
on their YouTube channel at South
Yeah.
Park Studios and watch the South Park musical,
The
the
new-
25th anniversary musical. It's fantastic.
Yes, and they released it to at least one more country. I saw something about that. But it is available in Canada now.
Yep.
It was obviously available in America first.
Merca.
And if you are at any level a South Park fan, oh my God,
It's good.
it was
It's a
fantastic.
It was,
good
it was,
time.
it was so
It's
good.
a good
I'm probably
time.
going to watch it again tonight.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Make sure you put on the subtitles though for any time that Kenny is talking.
Yes. Yeah, which by the way, if you're a South Park fan and you don't know this, the more recent seasons, they have started subtitling Kenny. So you can
Ooh.
actually... Oh, Sarah just hit her tooth with a glass bottle. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ow.
No breakage? All right, we're good.
One glass of champ and she's just
Just
One sip
fucking
even.
mess.
all over the
Just
shop.
a fucking mess.
So a couple rapid fire things. If you are an Idle Champions player, there's some free DLC
Ooh.
right now.
Might get back into
Right
that.
now. I think Richter might still be playing it, and I imagine a couple of other subs
Mhm.
are looking at that. So check that out. I saw that earlier on Steam, and it'll still be live when this goes live tomorrow.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
Assassin's Creed games are super on sale
Mm-hmm.
for if you care about Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed games. I might pick some up. I played Assassin's Creed a bunch back in the day.
Yep.
The first couple I liked, and then
Yeah.
I realized that they are all exactly the same game.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed 2 was my favorite.
Sure.
It was set in Renaissance Italy.
Yep. I think that's the one that I
Yeah.
liked the most too.
I love that one. That was great. And then quite a few after that I didn't like because they added certain objectives to it that just, to me,
It was the eat 8 pounds of feces that did it. That was the goal that really.
well, no, the thing that bugged me about it is the Assassin's Creed series was all about a game about freedom, right?
Yes.
Like as an assassin, you're fighting
was an
against the
open world.
Templars for the freedom, to protect the freedom
Yeah.
of mankind, whereas the Templars wanted to basically control everything.
Yeah.
So I think it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. They came out with these things called full sync requirements where you had to do the mission in a certain way
Yeah.
in order to get 100% in the game. And that to me was just like really stupid because I'm like, okay, well, this is a game about having the freedom to do whatever you like, but in order to get like 100% on it, you have to do it in a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that just kind of irked me.
Anytime anybody tries to shoehorn a completionist rails path
Mhm.
in an open worlder,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just not gonna land.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't think I actually played Brotherhood, but I remember hearing complaints about it at the time.
Like
So,
it was good. Revelations was good, I guess. It ties up Ezio's story well. I wasn't a big fan of 3 during the whole one during the American Revolution. Again, for the same reason, the full sync requirements.
Can I make a confession right now?
You never played it.
Yeah, no, I've never played any games. I don't know what games are. I am one of these assholes. And if you're a game dev, watching this at some point in the distant future when we have people 7 million subscribers.
From Uranus.
Tell a friend.
I never pay attention to the story in games. People will be like talking about like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate had such a great story and everything, and I'm like,
Devin.
well, obviously, but like just in general, people are like, oh yeah, the story was really good. And I'm like, yeah, no, I remember that part. Sure. I skip every dialogue, every cutscene, like fuck all of that. I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
I am such a bastard when it comes to games.
It's surprising you don't like more first-person shooters then.
Or
Or more games that have less of a strong story.
I think I'm too old for first-person shooters.
But Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't downloaded it yet because
Yeah.
it'll ruin my life. So, I mean, there's that. But I play Factorio and stuff that has no story. Yeah, I don't know. There have been a couple games. Like, it's not like I've never paid attention to a story. Yeah, I am like such a bastard when like people put just so many hours of their lives into creating these amazing stories, and like even when somebody tells me about how great the story was in this game and everything else, I'm like, I don't fucking care. I just don't care. Yeah, I'm that guy. So,
I will say though, with Assassin's Creed Origins, which is the one set in Egypt,
Oh my god.
I will recommend that one 100%. The thing with Origins, what Ubisoft ended up implementing this mode called Discovery Mode.
yeah.
And it basically walks you through the environments in the game and gives you like history lessons on like, say, the embalming process or the pyramids or like the Sphinx.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
landmarks in Egypt, but you're doing this in game and you're walking around and they'll have somebody doing voiceovers telling you like giving you history of certain things.
And they have 3D images from
Yeah.
museums and stuff of actual objects that
Yeah.
have been found.
That's
and,
interesting because I was actually going to say there are these places that you can go
To called a museum.
Yes.
Yeah, and they will guide you similarly
Yes.
Yeah.
through exhibits.
Yeah.
But,
Yes, but
the
this is-
educate, like,
Yeah.
with my sister being in history.
They
and
gamified
doing,
Wikipedia.
yeah,
I mean, good
well,
for them.
yeah. Like, with my sister being a museum educator, like when I was looking at that and I'm like, oh man, I could see this being used in
Oh,
a
no,
museum
it's
or in
great.
a classroom or something. It's fantastic.
I'm actually not really like shitting on it.
Oh,
I think
I
it's a
know.
great idea.
Yeah.
I'm all for educational games. I just the way you were describing it is like, there are these places.
Yeah.
They have ones about space and like war and like places. It's great.
But this one's about Egypt, and I don't have to go anywhere and
Yeah, I
pay
think-
money.
I think there are museums about Egypt too.
No.
There's one in Egypt.
Yeah, there
about
are.
Oh yeah,
Egypt.
probably.
That is
No,
very true.
literally, the Cairo Museum is Egypt about Egypt.
Oh,
Cool.
hey,
What?
I have been playing the TMT Cowabunga Collection.
Yeah. Yeah, but he didn't beat the dam level.
No, I haven't gotten that far yet, but I
Beat
did.
the dam level.
I'm gonna try and beat the damn level.
Good.
I finished the arcade game.
We should stream that.
We play the arcade game or the original TMNT.
The dam level. We should take turns and
And the
God.
only swear you guys are able to use is damn.
no hot sauce. Make it a hot sauce challenge.
Oh,
Every time you
Oh.
fail, you have to go up a level.
hot
well,
sauce.
then I am not playing this game.
Because we still owe some of our viewers
Yeah.
from another life. We still owe them a hot sauce challenge, anyways.
Yep.
This would be the perfect way because we know we're gonna fail like a million times.
Easily.
So we should do this.
Ooh.
I'm gonna order those hot sauces like tonight. We
Nice.
should do this.
Yeah.
Are you in?
Sure.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. We're going
We're
to.
not g-
Okay.
We're
Well,
not going
we'll-
to beat the game, but we're going to have a ton of ring sting.
That's right. Well, I'm almost thinking we don't even we just beat up to the dam level because I think it's not that far into the game, anyways. I don't think. I don't remember fully.
So.
And then we just fire up the stream when we're there and just no, we'll fire it up. We'll get to that level because
Yeah.
that'll give people time to filter in.
Mhm.
And then we'll do basically hot ones. And every time we fail the level, we'll switch controllers and the person who just failed has to move up a level.
Oh god.
Oh man.
I'm into this. We're going to do this. We'll figure it out. We'll do it soonish.
Okay, we're going to need a shopping list, Sarah. We're going to need
Yogurt?
Pepsid AC, Pepto-Bismol.
Maybe if you're a pussy.
A lighter.
I gotta say, I've done the Hot Ones challenge with the previous season like 3 times now, and it's awful, but it's not that bad.
I'm down. I like that other idea too of doing that that RPG that you just got from Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I this was something that Devin mentioned actually on our Discord, I think.
Yeah.
It's the Lewd Dungeon RPG or something like that. It was designed as like taking role playing to the next level. So it's designed as like a sexy RPG where like it's meant for 2 players. One's the dungeon master, one's playing.
Okay.
And essentially you have to like, if you die, for instance, you have to like perform a sexual favor in order to get resurrected. It's like, so obviously not safe for work, obviously, for starters. But it comes with rules to do it as a drinking game. Yeah, you two just keep it in your pants. It comes with rules to make it a drinking game instead, which obviously the rules are pretty much just drink.
Yeah.
But lately I've been doing anything that would be a drinking game, just swap it for hot sauces.
Yeah.
So we could do that.
Yeah.
But I think the damn level on Ninja Turtles.
I'm down with either or, dude.
I am down to
I'm
clown.
cool.
Let's do it. We're gonna make it happen sooner rather than later, because I got to get the hot sauces, because I still got to get the actual new season here, which I will do ASAP.
It's such a shame that the sauces went bad from before.
Well, I want to do the new one anyways, because they got rid of they changed Da
Yeah.
Bomb, and the old Da Bomb was, I mean, it can't go any worse than it already was. If you want to try it, we can try it.
No.
It's just awful.
No.
So I'm actually looking forward to the new season, because maybe it won't be just chemical when you
Yes.
get to number 7. So
Yes.
or number 8. Anyways,
Number 8.
we will do this, and we'll do if we somehow beat it on like the first run or some crazy shit, we'll do the rest anyways.
If we
but-
beat it somehow on the first run, it's because I've been practicing the fuck out of it.
no practice. Cool, yeah. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hot Sauce Challenge. That's a new thing. It's going to be the new YouTube sensation.
And I will say, if you grew up playing a lot of these Ninja Turtle games, the arcade game and Turtles in Time are all online capable now. You can play 4 players. It's the arcade versions as well, and the Super NES versions on there as well. It's a great collection, and it definitely will bring you back if you're a fan of those games from back in the day.
And
I heard
am.
/ read someplace that you can like see art or something from it. Like
Yeah.
there's like an art book or something in it as well.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep, they have a section.
And I think
there.
the soundtrack is part of it too. Maybe, I forget. Maybe that's a separate thing. I think I saw the soundtrack on Steam
It's worth it. Definitely pick it up on your platform of choice.
on PC.
Whatever you want to play it on.
On Commodore 64.
There we go.
I'm gonna drop this. So I'm gonna drop a few games rapid fire that I saw today that I have not played, but look super cool. The first one I'm gonna start with looks amazing if you're into older, like fast-paced platformer games. It's called Linked Mask. It's the one that I showed
Yes.
you that looks like Game Boy graphics, and the tagline of the game talks about harkening back to the Game Boy graphics
Mhm.
age. It's all sort of monochromatic, but like it's grayscale, but it's like blue scale. Very cool looking. I am definitely going to check it out. I didn't, because I only found out about it, like I think it was released today or
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I only found out about it like 2 hours ago. So I have not played it yet, but I am going to.
Yep.
It looks super cool. And in the same sort of vein, Machina Blade also looks like an older style platformer. So
Mhm.
curious to check those two out. And then of course for Sarah, there's the Garden Simulator, which was released, I believe, today, like
Yep.
literally earlier today.
Sarah loves her simulators.
Yesterday, if you're watching this on Saturday. I don't know for sure that it's the same people that did like Lawnmower and Pressure Washer, but it had the same sort of font treatment and everything.
Yeah.
And it looks very similar. So
I'll give it a go.
I think I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
I think I might drain a few years of my life into that.
1 bleeding heart and 3 hospices. And a garden gnome.
Yeah, well, you gotta...
that's in our front garden, yes.
Yeah.
Well, also my 2 potted plants and the daylilies
Right.
and the random tree that's growing beside the porch.
Right, yeah.
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 So, you were going to mention this Witcher thing.
Yeah, there is a new Witcher game out this week. It's called what's it called? It's called Roach Race. Oh my god, my brain just stopped working.
I was going to say Adam.
It's called Adam.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is a game that's going to be in Cyberpunk 2077?
It's released as part of the new expansion that's coming out for Cyberpunk 2077. I guess I haven't played that game at all, but I guess there's like arcade.
2077, yeah.
Yes, that one. There's arcade cabinets within the game, and you can play those mini games.
Yes.
And Roach Race is a mini game within that, but it's also available on mobile.
And it's like a side scroll jumper, like
endless runner.
Run until you die.
Runner.
Endless runner, yeah. I couldn't come up with a name for it.
Yeah, it's all pixelated, and I don't know why, because it's not the same, but for some reason the combination of making a horse run and the music makes me think of there was a robotic unicorn. Oh my god, I have to look it up.
Oh shit, are you talking about the endless runner unicorn?
Yes.
Oh my god, I played that. What was it called? We might need to clack this. Endless unicorns or something like that. You look that up because I played that too.
Robot Unicorn Attack.
That's the one.
That song is so terrible, but I got weirdly obsessed with it.
I have to play that game again.
I know. I was like, I can't wait to play this again.
Don't check out the Robot Unicorn. It's terrible, but it's so good. Chad's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
It's terrible and so good at the same time.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So Endless Runner, Witcher. So it's just Witcher graphics theme. There's nothing Witcher about the actual game.
Well, Geralt is in it chasing after Roach.
Sure.
That's about it.
I guess that counts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ticked that box. Cool. Sounds fun. There's a couple other things here. I think we can skip over some of this stuff. Quake on an Apple Watch, I'm a little interested in. Quake 1?
Yes.
I thought they had already done that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably have.
I mean, it's been done a whole lot with
Doom.
Doom, yeah.
Oh, that might be what I'm thinking of is Doom on the Apple Watch, yeah.
Yeah, but I watched the video of the guy that did it, and he made like a forward, side, and a firing button on the touch screen itself. But he also set it up so like you can move with the gyroscope in the watch as well. Cool. And then you can still tell what time it is. It's still up in the upper right corner.
I mean, what more do you need?
Right?
Come on, Quake Watch.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. So what else do people need to know about this week?
There's that new weird Disney game that came out.
What? Huh?
Yeah, it's like basically Disney
I think she's
Stardew
lying.
Valley.
It's a free-to-play game.
What's this GameCube maybe coming to Switch Virtual Console? GameCube games, I assume.
Yes.
The GameCube would be a virtual console thing, kind of like what they did with the NES, Super NES.
Oh, sure.
See, now I'm intrigued by it, but I have a feeling that Nintendo's going to try and worm it into another upgrade to their Nintendo Online plan.
Likely. Yeah, that seems likely.
Yeah.
I mean, yay.
Yeah.
We're enthusiastic about this.
Yes.
Well, it's Nintendo and like the price hike alone, like even for we've gone over this before with the N64 and the Genesis thing. It's like, why the fact that they want so much more just so you have access to 2 more consoles, virtual consoles, is pathetic, especially when you can spend $20 and get basically the entire Genesis library on one disc.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
It's Nintendo being Nintendo. So,
yeah.
I mean, people will pay it.
Oh, they will.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
They do.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Ink. Did you want to talk about Ink?
Yeah, Ink. It's Ink. Right. It is
by Snowbright Studios.
Yes, by Snowbright Studios. I can talk real well. I know my words.
Yeah, we're all struggling. It's because of the whole Adam thing earlier. I'm putting at least part of that in the blooper reel because my God.
100%.
But yeah, Ink is a TTRPG that's coming to guess crowdfunding through BackerKit starting on October 11th.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Continue.
But the premise of it is you're playing as a character of yours, I guess that's previously died in a other campaign, and you just get to play them on an island in the afterlife.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
All right, I don't hate that.
They must survive the treacherous waters of the afterlife as they look for answers to mysteries in their past life. It will allow players to play characters from old TTRPG campaigns and give new life to characters with their death in a D6-based system.
Mm-hmm.
The game also features an assortment of powers and abilities, puzzle-based boss encounters, and fast campaign creation for GMs through the Journey Generation system.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This strikes me as another one of those things that I'm going to kind of look at and be like, I can just run that in 5e. I don't need a new set of mechanics for this.
No.
But that's a neat idea.
Yeah. I like that idea.
I don't know how I feel about this whole so crowdfunding on BackerKit or Kickstarter?
I'm confused by that as well.
Can you crowdfund on BackerKit?
I don't know. That's what the thing they said. It's coming
however
through.
They're crowdfunding.
Yeah, the actual sentence is the crowdfunding campaign begins on October 11th, 2022, and will be held on BackerKit.
So I think somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
I think that's a typo. So here's my thing. TTRPG for graphics, for design, like for imagery and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. That costs money and or time. If you're an artist, great. If you're not, you have to find somebody and pay them. Some things like this kind of feel shitty to even like Kickstarter, BackerKit, whatever. I don't know. Like, do you really need crowdfunding to do this? Or could you just make it and release it? Like, I understand people wanting to put their best foot forward and like get a really polished system and everything else, but like, release it as just mechanics. If it's awesome, people will check it out. You'll get some money either through advertising or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then use that to do a re-release of like the I don't know, 1 year anniversary version or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's not as bad as the people who are selling 3D printer models on Kickstarter, but like some of these things just feel fucking grubby to me.
Yeah. Like there was one I recently did called, and then I got everything for it quite recently as well, called Goblins. And I know, like with that one, the game sheet, the adventure, everything is like fully drawn throughout the entire thing. This guy did it, and he created his own soundtrack to go with the game and the adventure and everything. Like something like that, the amount of work and effort he put into it. Oh my God, yeah.
And in fairness, like I'm saying this, I'm not necessarily speaking about this particular iteration because maybe this will be, I'm going to do amazing graphics and a soundtrack and everything else, and I need the money to do that. That's fine.
Yeah,
and it also depends on how much it is. The lewd dungeon thing, I mean, there's all kinds of art and whatever to go with it. And I mean, just the idea of being chased down by, I think they're called like dildo goblins or something.
I mean, and
like,
you're not being chased in that. Not being chased.
That's right. Yeah. It's like, that's such a fantastically weird thing. But it was also like, it wasn't more than $10. I think it was like $6 or something to back it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's fine. As long as they're not unreasonable. But I gotta say, I'm going to shit on them again. The people who are selling 3D printer models for like $20 for my 3D printer model says like, oh, go to hell.
When you can literally find the exact same model on Thingiverse.
Yeah. They just went, grabbed a bunch of things from Thingiverse, packaged it up, and then put it on Kickstarter. Fuck you.
Well, I guess on that note,
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, let's throw us a comment down there. Tell us any full motion video games that you've played, that you liked, disliked, what you like or dislike about the genre as a whole. And also let us know how many times it took you to beat the Ninja Turtles dam level. Yes. Yeah. And if it's less than 20, we won't believe you. Yeah. Yeah. And let me know about game devs named Adam. Watch the blooper, you'll get it. Yeah, you will get it. Please give this a like, subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends, their friends, their pets, because maybe their pets will tell the friends of their friends about us. Yeah. Well, there's also cats tend to walk on keyboards, so they might accidentally subscribe to the channel, which is great for us. Exactly. Yeah. Let your pets and animals play on your computer. Also, check out our Steam community, which I am going to post a review to this weekend. Yeah. I'll post the first review, possibly even the second review. Yeah. I'm probably going to do one up for Immortality as well. And There will be
Yeah.
links all down there. Join our
yeah.
Discord.
Whoa.
We forgot about the fantasy generator, the fantasy
Oh,
background
yes.
generator.
Geez. Okay.
That's so cool.
This will just be a link. Super quick. It's because there's not much to say about it. It's a new tool that somebody released that procedurally generates a fantasy background, different colorings. It's got like birds and things that float in the sky, and like different statues and candles and whatever.
Oh,
and it just
so good.
it just generates like a little fantasy setting. They're small, they're not huge, but you can like walk around in them, and they're meant for like generate it, take a screen cap. That's your D&D setting for the day.
Yep.
And
Super cool.
Even just looking through it too, like I mentioned to these two as well, like the things themselves that are in it, it's like this could be a really interesting writing prompt for
sure.
writers at
Yeah,
all, and
yeah. I mean, there was-
create a setting, like create your setting in a game around
There
it.
was one that was like a windmill in the middle of an apocalyptic
Big
island
lava
or something.
field
It was
type
crazy.
thing. Yeah, it was nuts.
So, anyways, check it out. We'll leave it in the description. It was like $4 on Steam. It's brand new. Came out like literally within the last day or two.
Fantasy background generator,
yeah.
developed by Scopegoat Interactive.
Perfect.
And yeah, it is $4.01 Canadian right now on Steam.
Great. Check it out. We played with it just quickly before. Like I said, there's like 4 buttons, so it's not a big game. It's
No.
just for generating pictures. And we're gonna throw one of those in the thumbnail. So if you saw the thumbnail and liked it, that's where it came from.
From.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, now we'll sign off for real. So do all the things Chad said. Like, subscribe, tell everybody. Thanks for watching. We love you all.
Bye.